are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I always love meeting people on Instagram Live for the first time because, like, there's usually so many technical difficulties and it's really awkward, but this was so easy. You're
Yes, we nailed it.
You nailed it. And I love your glasses.
Thank you. They're like awkwardly fogging up, so it's going well.
It's all good. I love them. The frames are really cute. I had reading glasses. I still have reading glasses. Apparently I'm supposed to wear them when I read, but I don't know what it is. It hurts my eyes the longer that I wear them, but my sister wears them, and like my whole family has had sort of a thing with vision. So we've had a lot of glasses over the years, a lot of frames, but those are really cute. I like them.
Love that. Well, I'm so excited to talk to you about Work It. I was just telling everyone your movie has been out for a week, 2 weeks.
Has it really been a week already? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's bizarre. I mean, again, like, we were so excited because honestly we didn't think it was going to come out for 2 years after we filmed it. That was kind of what we were told, like, on set, just because, you know, they have to like translate the movie into a bunch of different languages, and there was just going to be a lot of post-production. Apparently I need a lot of help. So we didn't think it was going to come out so soon, and the fact that it could come out like now during this time was really special. So
Yeah, that's awesome. What was the filming process like? Did you film, was it last year?
Yeah, we filmed last summer in Toronto, which was like the perfect place to film it because, I mean, the dance scene in Toronto in general is just like mind-blowing and really brought like a completely different energy and spirit to our film. Like, Toronto seems like a character itself, but it's also really good at looking like an ambiguous city. So
That's true.
always good.
Yeah.
Where are you right now?
Oh, I'm in New York.
I miss New York so much. That's where I was before all this shut down, so I miss it a lot.
Okay. Are you in LA now?
Yes, yeah, I am. And I've been here too long, far too long. Yeah, you know, growing up, it was like one of those places where I was like, I want to move to LA one day, and now I live here pretty full-time, but I was so used to it not being full-time because I was always traveling. So now that I live here full-time, it's like a lot of trees without palm leaves. Just a lot more open space, you know, which is something that we don't have a whole lot of here.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point we're going to answer some fan questions that hopefully people have been submitting, but
we have to get through all the emojis first. I noticed that's like the thing about lives is like you get on, you're like, ask questions, and then you just see emojis for like 10 minutes, and then someone starts the trend.
That's true. What has your, like, the past week been like, seeing everyone's reaction and watching it and seeing all that?
It's been like a mixture of things. It's been really, really fun and an honor because obviously, like, we worked so hard to make it. So to see that people have been enjoying it, have been making TikToks, and have been, you know, inspired or getting, you know, out of bed from it is a really cool feeling. But it's also been a little bittersweet because, you know, knowing that that because of the circumstances of the world, like, we weren't able to all be together and celebrate the release. Like, I've been FaceTiming Liza Koshy like every other day. She wants it to be a little less than it's being right now. But because I'm like, I miss her so much, and I just miss like everything. And when we were doing like some press and stuff, we all got to Zoom. And we did like a big Zoom premiere with all the kids in Toronto, and Jordan and Keenan, who's in Australia. Like, we're all over the place right now. So it's been fun. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's I've always wanted to do a dance film in general. I didn't think I would be dancing poorly in the dance film that I did, but I think that's also what made it super, super fun, and for us to be able to like channel you know, an energy that I haven't gotten to do in something that I've done before, and yeah, it's a very sweet, uplifting story. So I'm glad to see people like it.
Yeah, it's so fun. And we talked some about this, but like, what was it like kind of unlearning all your dance training on screen?
It was weird, mostly because like there would be scenes where my director would be like, no, like, Sabrina, like, you should be doing like a Quinn at a 3, and then like, this is like Quinn at a 7, because we're filming out of order, and so that was something that was always really funny for me to be like, I thought that I was dancing pretty badly, but they were like, can you do it like any worse? Like if that's a possibility. And so it was about just kind of getting out of my body, really not listening to the music. And I was one of my favorite stories to tell is the audition scene that Quinn does. Because I actually went to set that day literally not knowing what that choreography was at all. We were focused on like all the other dances that was never even a scene that I was taught the choreography to, and I think it was on purpose. But also, like, when I got there was two girls in front of me that were supposed to be, you know, auditioning with my character, and I stood behind them, and they really just turned on the music, and I just followed them to the best of my ability because I had no idea what the choreography was, so I was always 3 steps behind anyways. And it ended up just being like a calamity, which was perfect. But yeah, that was a fun scene to film, but also very humbling. When I watched that back, I was like damn. I was like, they cast you right, honey. Yeah.
That feels like the best kind of like criticism though. Like you're too good at dancing. Like you literally have to just not know what to do to be bad at it.
So there was like a part of me in the beginning that was like, God, this is gonna be so hard to dance badly. And then I like met all of my co-stars, and I was like, just kidding. It's gonna be pretty easy. Everyone's so talented, and just like when it comes to like freestyle circles, that's the other great thing about a dance movie that I think that's why it really starts to feel like summer camp, is because you have like the energy of dancers who in their free time like are literally just freestyling and dance circles and just like partying, and just like the energy is so full of love. That's why like when you get to the end of our film, it really is just like it really just is a big heart, because it's you grow to like love the people in the film, and you grow to love their passion and their energy, and the fact that like they don't get exactly what they want, but they're still happy, and they still found, you know, the silver lining in all of it, and have come together and like kind of formed a new community, which I think is really inspiring during these times specifically.
Yeah, for sure. You want to look at some fan questions?
For sure. What you got? What do we have?
We can pivot. Are you working on new music?
Hi, Argentina. That's how they told me to say it when I went. Am I working on new music? Yes. I'm definitely. It's so funny to me because like my fans, they're the best, and I always love to just surprise them with things if I can, and if that's doable. So like I'm the last person, you know, to kind of overshare when I'm working on music, but definitely I don't think I could have survived these last almost, has it been 6 months? Yeah. I don't think I could have if I haven't been writing, but the stuff that I've been writing is very different, so I'm very excited about it. But yeah, that's all I'll say. Do you have the questions? I can't tell. I don't know where to see them, but I guess you probably have them.
Yeah, I have the questions. They're on like a special screen.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw your quote about Taylor Swift's Folklore and how that was like kind of inspiring because she just kind of dropped it. She was like, whatever, I'm not going to play by the rules of releasing music. And
yeah,
I'm interested in that.
And all the greats have done. I mean, when Beyonce dropped Lemonade, like that was, I needed that wake up call. We all did. Anytime. I mean, when Rihanna drops whatever's next, you won't hear from me for a good week or two. Maybe an initial scream, and then like just from afar in the distance, but you probably won't hear from me. I'll be digesting.
That's very real. Looking through some questions. What inspired you the most, like while on the set of working? Like, were you?
The local coffee shops. Shout out to Jimmy's. No, it's seriously. I think what inspired me the most is it's such a. There's so many answers in this, because I think like in general, like I was in a new city that I'd never, like I had performed in Toronto before, but I'd really never gotten to do more than just like stay for a night after a show. And so to spend time in that city and to feel like I was really thrusting myself into a completely new situation that I wasn't used to, was inspiring, and obviously made me want to work harder because it made me want to just like really embrace what I was doing. And you know, I think the funny thing that we're all realizing right now is to like really cherish the present moment because it doesn't last forever, and we're constantly like looking back and being like, oh my gosh, that was so fun, like I wish I had enjoyed that moment more when I was in it. And work, it was one of those situations where I was so focused, and obviously it required a lot of you know, focus, and just being there and being present. But there's still moments where I'm like, gosh, I wish I just like even more like really preserved that moment that I was in, because those were some of the best times of my life. And I you don't realize it when you're in it all the time, and it's important to be present. So honestly, I have a bad habit of not answering the question and going somewhere completely different. So I don't know what the question was.
No, I
Oh,
mean,
what
I think
inspired
that's
me?
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what was it? I was inspired by the city, and I was inspired by my castmates and the new people that I met that I hadn't worked with. I mean, Jordan and I go way back, but Liza and Keenan, I had met for the first time, and they're some of my favorite people now to this day, and just like their spirits are so lovely. And our director, Laura, was like literally the best, the quirkiest person. She really is like Quinn, but like my inspiration for Quinn.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm always curious, like being on set with people, working with people so closely, like you have these really intense like summer camp friendships. How do you maintain those friendships when you go back to like your real life? Like, are there people you've been friends with for years? I know you're friends with some Girl Meets World cast, but like
I was gonna say you don't no, but no. Well, because it's a funny question. Like we think about this a lot. I was actually with two of my Clouds castmates yesterday, which is a movie I have coming out in the fall. And we kind of had to pinch ourselves because we were like, oh my gosh, like we just realized we were cast a year ago, and that's how quickly time went. And like it was sort of the first time that all three of us had gotten to see each other, and even socially distant, see each other in a while. So it's very easy for like life to get, you know, not in the way, but life to make you busy, and it's hard to link up with people. And so I mean, the nice thing about it is the fact that we have this, and we have FaceTime and things to be able to check in on our friends. But it really does take like a special connection. I mean, I think that's why I really do love and cherish and am grateful for some of the relationships that I've made on sets, because I think it's just such a rare circumstance when you meet people while you get to create something together. And obviously when it comes out, it's like it is like a big reunion. And so yeah, I definitely hope those people are in my life for a very long time. Yeah, it's a special kind of friendship for sure.
I saw some comments asking about what you do have coming up next, and you mentioned Clouds. Like, what, like, can you kind of tell fans like what they can expect from you in the next few months?
I'm like, yes, but how much can I say? Yes, Clouds has been announced, so I can talk about it to an extent. But yes, we saw the final movie, which was a whirlwind, and I'm so proud to be a part of that film. And obviously they know it comes out in the fall, and I don't know how much people know about the story, but there's a lot of research to be done about that story if you don't. And I think people are hopefully going to be very proud of what it was made into. I mean, it's been a long time coming for that story to be told, and the fact that I got to be a part of it with such a close-knit group of people was really special. And then there's been so many beautiful gems made in quarantine. Whether that be, you know, seeds for the next project, or that be songs, or that be just projects I'm very excited about. But I can't share too much. All I know is that like I just gave everybody a little summer dance movie, so hopefully people can still. It's so funny. I'm like, it came out a week ago. I'm like, oh okay, they're gonna want the next thing like next week. So I should have already been on that like 2 years ago.
That's true. Attention spans.
Usually how it goes, but it's okay. I love them. They're dedicated. It's very important. Someone said make more TikToks. Here's the thing about that. It's been so hilarious. Like I really did think like I'd get into a groove. I'd be like, I can do this. I can make TikToks. I feel so old. I really do. Going on it, I'm like, wait a second. Am I too old for this app. I don't think I am. I think I'm over it. But even sometimes I'm like, I don't even know how to put the text here. I don't know how to time it. It's so complicated. I'm trying. Just know I'm trying. My next TikTok will be posted next year on my birthday.
You're doing what you can. That's fair. Do you have a favorite song in Work It?
Oh, definitely not my own song. That would be self-promo to say "Let Me Move You." No, I do. I feel like I have a couple favorites. I think overall, just like one of my favorite dance scenes is the scene with Quinn and Jake under the overpass. And that's to Zara Larsson's song "Wow," who I love. And I think the reason why that song is also so special is that was the song that we choreographed to, the song that we filmed to, and the song that ended up being in the movie, which wasn't the case for every scene and every song. So I think it was just it was such a magical moment captured, and this song I love. Like I'll listen to it now and I can like see the choreography, which I always think is a good kind of, like when I used to watch the Step Up movies, and now every time I hear "Bounce" by Timbaland, I just hear that, and like him like breathing, pulling her up the little string, whatever. I don't know if I'm like explaining that properly, but yeah. That's one of my favorite moves in that movie. So I like when music makes you think of the choreography.
Yeah. No, I love that. Were there songs that you like that didn't make it into the film that you were listening to a lot while you were filming?
Yes. "Work It" by Missy Elliott is still one that I'm questioning everybody. And I don't know how that slipped through the cracks, or maybe it didn't, and maybe it was intentional, and maybe we didn't do it on purpose. But it's still a song that I'm like, even with a montage, like I wanted to hear it. We heard it so much because it felt like our national anthem. But there's a lot of good ones, and there's also a lot of great songs that we choreographed too that didn't end up being in the film. So yeah, but I will say I'm super, super happy with how it ended up. I feel like it was a really, really great collection of genres and just overall, yeah, something for everybody.
Yeah, that's cool. Seeing a lot of questions that are about like advice for young actors. You obviously started fairly young in this job. Like what things have you learned that you wish you could tell like 13-year-old Sabrina?
Oof. I think the best thing that I remember about being 13 was that I just wasn't in my head. Like I really I loved doing what I was doing, and I know that it sounds weird to say like I didn't take it too seriously, but I really think it was one of those things where it was like, I just love this and I'm lucky to do it, and so, you know, no matter what direction it takes me in, like I just want to have fun. I always want to love it. So I think there's something nice about being in that state of mind of like, you know, being really present. And I know it's something like I kind of keep saying, but I think like when we're younger, we are definitely out of our heads a little bit more because we're just like there, and we're having fun and we're laughing and we're finding the humor in things. And I think that that's something that as we get older, we tend to kind of lose that a little bit. We start to overthink, and we start to like base the present based off of the past, and it's not necessarily something that we have to do. And I think some of the most magical moments that I've found in music videos that I've done or movies that I've done or songs that I've made are like the little things that we'll find when we're just living in the moment, and like it's like happy accidents sort of a thing. So I think my best advice for someone that's young and wanting to get into it is really just that. It's to get out of your head, as that doesn't sound like it's the easiest thing to do, and it isn't always, but I think it's just to always like continue to remind yourself why you're doing it, the things that you're grateful for, because that can put a lot into perspective, and to not take everything so personally. I think rejection is a huge part of not only like that industry, but in life in general. And there's a place for everybody in this world, as much as we fail to like remember that sometimes. So you're exactly where you're supposed to be. I think is a good thing to remind people.
That's true.
The deep live. The moment that got a little bit more quiet and sentimental.
Yeah. No, I like that. Is there anything else that you've been like thinking about while you've been quarantining? Or
I'm locked in my castle, and my hair is growing down past my ass, and I'm in training for no. Yeah, I think everyone, like, what about you? Like, how have you been mentally? Like, do you feel like this time has I mean, I hate to like switch it up on you, but I feel like it's something I've been so interested in asking my friends, is because I feel like some days I'll talk to them and they sound so happy, and things are going well, and they're kind of in a hopeful state of mind, and then other days it's like, oof, we found ourselves back in a rut, which has been a continuous ebb and flow for everybody. So
Yeah.
how are you doing?
I think that's definitely true. A lot of up and down, and like just like being at peace with being out of control with like everything. So,
yeah, that was something that we talked about. The cast of Work, it talked about a lot, because we realized kind of after all watching our movie individually, which we thought we'd get to watch it all together, but honestly, probably watching it individually was a lot more introspective for a lot of us, to realize that the message of our movie is that, not everything is in our control, and in life right now, not everything is in our control. As much as we like can aim and pine and shoot for the stars, and really think that we're going towards that one thing and we're going to get it. Even today, like, I experienced something that I thought was going to happen that didn't happen, and it was sort of like okay, you just have to like breathe, pick up, and carry on. And I mean, you have to adapt to the change of things, and embrace it, and know that like it's happening for a reason, and hopefully it's a really good reason. I think there's been a lot of that for sure.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that kind of feels like maybe a good place to end on. Like, do you have any final thing about Work It you want to share with fans?
If you haven't seen it, you're a week late. So so go watch it. It's still there on Netflix. I think it's gonna stay there for a while. I don't know how Netflix works exactly, but I think it's gonna be there. But yeah, no, I really hope like people are able to enjoy it with their friends, or I mean, obviously like socially distant with their friends that have been tested, that are negative, that wear masks and stuff, but that and with their family, and just hopefully get to enjoy it the way that we did when we were making it, and that they find some like light in a moment of like relief. But yeah, and I had so much fun doing this shoot for you guys with my sister, so I'm like really excited that everyone can kind of like find this time to do different things that fulfill their creativity, and and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I love that. The pictures are so great. She's very talented. Everyone should go on teenvogue.com and look at them.
So check it out. Check out Work It, and then check out Clouds, and then check out whatever else is coming. There's a lot, so I'm excited.
That's great. Well, thank you again for joining us, and yeah, thanks you guys for watching. It's really great.
Mwah! Hope you have a good rest of your quarantine.
Yes, you too.
See you soon.
Bye.